Sup, folks? Tabletop Totality here.
Yeah.
You,
Yo,
you.
what is up?
And we playing Scythe, a gorgeous board game. We will be playing without the additional 2 factions. So we're gonna keep it to the base 5. As Cody and Steve here really not played this game. Cody, I don't think you've played it at all, and I think Steve, you played it once.
I have not played it at all. I watched a YouTube video before coming on here today.
I played it once.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I played it once. How long ago, Neil? Like 6 months ago?
Something like it was I
It
forget.
was long time ago. So
it was a
long time ago.
Longer time. I have played this game a couple of times. A little bit more aware of it. I actually have the board game itself, so I have my rules right here in front of me. But I don't have to deal with Tabletop Simulator looking for the rules.
Way to flex on everybody, bro.
That's what I
unbelievable.
I got the board game right here, so
I actually will be having a model of the board game set up and moving pieces as we play, so I can have multiple viewings. Just for myself, not for our viewers.
Sure, okay.
But no, Scythe is it's a pretty steampunkish, if World War II possibly went in a different direction type of vibe is what I always get from it.
I have to be the historian here.
Yeah,
I have to. I gotta. It's basically if World War One continued on and just stalemated, and then they just continued to make technology.
Yes.
So it's like 1918, but there's no end in sight, and people have mechs.
Yeah, it's actually 1920s Europa. I found the page that actually has all the lore. So pretty much it's the backstory is the ashes from the First Great War still darken the snow in 1920s Europa. The capitalistic city-state, known simply as the Factory, which fueled the war with heavily armored mechs, has closed its doors, drawing the attention of several nearby countries. With characters from 5 factions converging onto a small but highly dense swath of land, who will gain fame, fortune, by establishing their empire as the leader of Eastern Europa. So that's kind of the backstory for this game. It was designed by Jamie Stonemaier. Yes, if I butchered that, I completely apologize. A lot of the art, as you will see, is also gorgeous. The artist that they got to do this is Jakub Rosalski. There we go. Just gotta work through that, But that was the art in world building.
Just power through it.
Yeah. And I apologize to both of them. I love this game so much, and if I butchered your names, I am super sorry. I should have practiced it a little before we came on. But yeah, so the art is gorgeous. I really love the setting of it. It is a factor of the best way I can explain it is it's risk, Sellers of Catan, and there's another one that I'm thinking of and I can't find it.
Mobile Suit Gundam.
Actually, Mission series,
the popular tabletop game, Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yeah,
if you never played
created by Sean W. SW Games.
Yeah, SW Games. But Cody, I think you're still loading in a little bit, right? Yeah. So pretty much, let me show everybody here the beautiful. This is our beautiful war area. As we get through, there's factors of having to have popularity, which is this big boy here. There is certain amount of victory points, I believe they call that, or it's what it's usually called in this style of game, that you score up to. Whoever gets the last one immediately throws it into end game. So it'll play the last round until it gets to that person, where then you will go into scoring. So it gives people a little bit of time. It doesn't just cut it dead. You know what I mean? There is a power meter, which also gives you some stuff. So there's a lot of different aspects to this game. Which we will delve into all of this. We will kind of, as we're going in, we will explain it in a
Neil will
way
explain it.
that everybody, that a basic player will get.
Yeah.
So that's our goal here, and of course, as we do all of this, it is all for ExtraLife. You want to tell them about ExtraLife, Steve?
Yeah, sure. ExtraLife is a fantastic organization. It's a charity organization devoted to providing children's hospitals with funds for games and toys and things for kids to just have a normal kid's life while they're dealing with some real big problems that a kid shouldn't be going through. And it's really a fantastic organization. We've been supporting them for as long as we've been around, and we plan to continue to supporting them, into the future. So, yeah. Any
Seriously, any donation really helps. Because the money also goes to the hospitals, the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, which Neil and I are playing for Albany Med in New York, and Steve, you're still playing for Denver, for Boulder.
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's a really great cause, and none of the money goes to ExtraLife. None of the money goes to us. It's all for a really good cause. It's just going to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, and they're great. And on top of that, we always do our monthly live stream, minus last month because things got a little bit busy for us.
Yep.
But we always do those, and next month will be a big one. Oh, sorry, not even next month. What am I saying? It's like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Will be the big event for ExtraLife. If you know the people, if you know the organization, then you know that is their game day. That is the 24-hour long stream that goes through. Make sure we're raising tons of money. All the big names come out. Wizards of the Coast does stuff. Pretty much anybody and everybody you could imagine usually plays on this night, and we in fact will also be playing, and we will be pulling in all 24 hours starting that Friday night. So the 6th is when it's November 6th is when that's going down, but we will start playing Friday the 5th of November late at night all the way through Saturday. So definitely make sure you stop in. We have a whole ideas of basic, Dungeons and Dragons, board games like this, to then even other tabletop RPGs that we think need to get a little bit more light than they get currently.
Yeah, some lesser, maybe even lesser known, or maybe just less popular, less prominent.
Yep.
We've been really playing a lot of the Free League stuff because it's awesome.
Yeah, Free League's a great organization.
Check we love out. Free League.
They are they're in the works of finishing up their One Ring, so a Middle Earth style tabletop RPG. They'll be doing that. They also have, I think they just did a Kickstarter for Blade Runner that uses one of their systems that's a little bit more reamped. So that's going to be dope if you're a big fan of that. And then they have a couple other ones that are pretty interesting. Like Simber Room's a great system that they're actually converted into Dungeons and Dragons 5e. So they had a lot of those aspects of they do stuff with corruption born creatures. It's pretty cool.
I'm interested. I'm sorry, like I'm interested in seeing what they do for 5th edition, but like Simroom itself is a good game and it's a good system. So like if people want to check it out, like yeah, if you know how to play 5th edition, cool just to get exposed to it, but Simroom itself, the system is cool.
Yeah.
You should check it out.
Yeah, it's a really
we've had a really good time playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At least I have.
Oh no, it's been a great time. I think everybody's enjoyed playing it.
It's a cool system. It's an interesting system. It's a fun game. Great.
Easy, top-notch thing, man. Oh, Cody, how much longer do you have? What's staying up for you?
Bro, I'm stuck at 92. I've been at 92 for like a good fiver here.
Can you see everything?
I can just see like over the board, but I can't. Like, everything's just blocky.
Oh, blocky.
Yeah.
Erg. For those who are streaming in right now, we have also tried to play Scythe as a board game live stream multiple times in a row.
For airing the dirty laundry, I guess.
I think the first 3 streams that we ever did, we tried to do Scythe, and every single time, like the day before or the week before, something would come up and we would have to cancel it, and we'd have to change it to a different game. For one reason or another, this game is cursed for us, and
it just wasn't meant to be.
I disagree. I believe it's meant to be. Good things come to those who wait. And that's what we're gonna have to do. So we do apologize if it's a little rough waiting around. But if you're looking for something to do, you could go over to tabletoptotality.com, check out all of our stuff. We make tons of D&D 5e content using their open gaming license. So with that, we've created adventures, we've created our own monsters, own spells. If you go back far enough, you'll actually see a write-up of a review that I did on Scythe. And hopefully now we can, maybe have a follow-up article if we actually get to play it.
or even a review podcast episode.
Ooh, Steve, that brings up a good point. You should probably tell everybody about our YouTube.
Yeah, we have a YouTube channel. It's our Tabletop Totality YouTube channel, and on there you can find all kinds of podcasts and reviews. We started doing reviews of games that we play on this Twitch channel recently. It's also got all of our full videos of our live plays, so you can check out pretty much everything that we've ever done video-wise on our YouTube channel. So that's also linked on our website, I believe. Is that correct?
That's all linked on the website. Our Patreon, our Drive-Thru RPG.
Yep.
All the good stuff, folks.
Yep. You can find all of our adventures that we've created on Drive-Thru RPG. You can pay what you want. A lot of them are free, but we're releasing something at the end of this month that we're all very excited about.
It's going to be a Spooktober book.
A spooky book of scary adventures in the terrifying setting of Port Dakala in our world of Dracuva, which we're working on pretty hard all month. And our Patreon is also there, which you can also use to help support us and help us create more cool campaigns.
Yeah, and also the cool thing is that if you go and you check out the Drive-Thru RPG, we have 10 titles up right now, and most of them, as Steve said before, are free or pay what you want. And we have 2 titles that are a set price. One is Servants of Dust, which is a module that we made that we spent a lot of time on, and it's like a spooky adventure. set in a logging town, and there's ghosts and things like that in it. And the
Ghosts,
other,
some good nature fighting back style creatures.
yeah, a very angry forest.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we also have we just put out. It's called Cold Iron, and it's a module for the game Apotheosis, which was just
Brand
recently
new.
funded
Yeah.
in a Kickstarter. ApotheosisRPG.com. We'll have that linked to our. We'll have it linked when we have this up as a video for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cold Iron is another one that we spent a really long time working on, and we put a ton of effort into it. It takes place in Jakuva. Again, there's kind of like some ghosts, but they're not your typical ghosts. They're affected by the plane of Nithra, which is a negative energy plane,
Yep.
and they're cool how they can interact with our world,
Yes.
the mortal plane. That module is out for Apotheosis, but we just put it up on our drive-through RPG, and we worked really hard on that. And we're going to convert that over to 5th edition soon.
Yep.
So it'll be available for that. But in connection to our Patreon, if you are one of our patrons, you would get the modules that we release that have a paywall.
Yeah. You would get them right with your monthly subscription to our Patreon. We hand those right out to you. We also do a really cool thing on our Patreon. So as you can tell, we're here raising money for ExtraLife, like we do pretty much every month. But another thing we like to do to help give back to the community is what we call Kurgan care packages. So that aspect of our business, we like to try and help up and coming clubs that are doing more like Dungeons and Dragons related stuff for kids, getting them into board games, whatever, tabletop gaming, really. So we've reached out. There was one group that we had found about out in California. There was, how many was there, Cody? How many kids, you remember?
Yeah, it was 14 kids, and I think 11 of them were young girls, and we thought that was super cool because we have obviously had girls at our table. We've played with women that have been into Dungeons and Dragons and things like that, but it's not until recently I really feel that a lot of women have gotten into Dungeons and Dragons. I think before it was kind of traditionally more like a male thing, and I think it's great. I think everybody should be into this stuff because it's a ton of fun.
Well, and everybody should have the capabilities of doing it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And that's what we try and help out those organizations. We're talks with this one person which hopefully we get back into conversation with here, who tries to use tabletop gaming to help pretty much struggling youth. If it's, they might be homeless, they might not have money for food, whatever it might be, but he presents it in a way that and this is down in Philadelphia, right? It's right in Pennsylvania.
I think that's what it was, yeah.
And pretty much he shows it as, hey, come and play board games, come hang out with your friends, come play tabletop games. So he has all this stuff free of charge, and pretty much then provides food for all of these kids. So
so we sent some games to them, some like some D&D starter sets and all that.
Yep. So it's a really great thing that we try and do, and that's another thing you can help fund and help us do, where if you subscribe to that tier, we take half of the proceeds and use that to fund all of these Kurgan care packages, call them. So yeah, that's at least a little bit about us. Cody, how are we looking?
I'm still there, man. I'm still at 92.
Still at 92.
What is going on?
Let me.
I don't know.
Here, I'm gonna try and load this back up again.
All right.
See if that helps you out. Did that reset your loading bar?
No, it did not reset my loading bar.
Try and leave and come back in.
Okay. I know. Womp womp womp.
I swear, Cody. Nice. Gonna be held to play.
You'll never get me, Nielsen. Never, I say. The Tabletop Simulator music is fire.
Oh yeah,
it's perfect.
It's so fire. I have it muted. It's an amazing track.
I can't believe.
I'm sorry, Neil.
It is amazing. The only reason why I can't listen to it now is because I don't want.
Because I don't want
everybody in this stream. No, I don't want everybody in the stream to be deafened
by how amazing it is.
Yes.
Yeah, clearly.
If that was in an elevator, people would love elevators. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I won't argue with you.
That's it. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. All right, Cody. Waited long. I'll invite.
All right.
You waited long enough, Neil. That's
actually, now I need to re-pull out.
Oh. You do you?
Yeah, otherwise we're gonna have an. The reason why I'm pulling out these cards, folks, is these cards are actually a part of the expansion for this game to make it a 7-player, up to 7 players. Naturally, it's 1 to 5. The expansion makes it 6 to 7. Or
what is it? What is it for?
The expansion for the game.
For the expansion.
It all depends now on when Cody gets the load. Like everything that mice and men plan, off do go awry.
Did I pick a color?
No, don't pick a color.
Come on.
We don't pick a color.
Why do I have to be Mr. Pink?
Until you pull, you're never gonna be.
Whatever. Quit pointing that gun at my kid.
Nah, because all the colors relate to each of the factions. We will be playing with 5 factions today. So as you can see, there is 7 of these symbols all across the boards here. Alright, so these are all of the factions. The green and the purple factions are the 2 that are in the expansion that are a little bit more complex. They work very well mechanically with 6 to 7 players. I find when you get to lower numbers, sometimes the mechanics of them don't scale as well. So that's at least just in my experience of the game. You know what I'm saying? But so some of the factions we have, down here, the nice wolf emblem is the Saxony faction. They are pretty much kind of like the Saxony.
The what?
The Saxony.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of like your Germans, if you will.
Your Saxons?
No, I don't think so. I don't no, because if they were, if they were your Saxons, they would be called Saxons. They're not.
Not Saxonies.
Not Saxonies.
Saxony balonies.
Yeah, exactly. But they have their own abilities. A couple of their things is like river walk becomes a big mechanic in this game. That you'll see play out where you can't really cross these water tiles, water ends, unless your people can ride mechs across the river. River's too deep, so that becomes an aspect. And each faction has their own thing. But
back me to the river.
Exactly. Couple of their special bonuses though is before you engage in combat on a territory with a tunnel or your mine, okay, because you can have your own object that's a mine. The combating opponent loses 2 power. This also power is reflected on the power track, which is lane, but you can do that once per combat. Which kind of means like every combat you go against the Saxony people, they kind of, if you're on their home turf, they get a little bit of knowledge on that. They're gonna outdo you in combat, so that's something you have to factor in. You got them. You got over here, good old Red Star. Wonder what they're going to be called. Rusovitz. Or if you want to pronounce it, the Rusovitz.
I think it's Rusviet.
Sure. However you want to think it.
I mean, I'm just reading what it's written.
Nah. It's all about how you want to pronounce it.
Yeah. The names of things don't matter.
Nah, fam. Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, not at all.
Things are only what you believe they are.
Yeah. But they're pretty interesting. They have the aspect of the People's Army, which in combat where you have at least one worker, you may play one additional combat card.
I'm seeing a 94% on Cody. Oh, 95.
Oh, don't you get my hopes up, Steve. Why'd you bring up the numbers? Now they're going to stop. I'm telling you. It's.
I didn't kneel. I'm being hopeful.
I'm going to shank you in your legs, Steve, if it doesn't launch.
97.
I hope you have
98.
Strong, athletic children. and then 99. They lose their legs.
Don't you put that evil on me?
How could you put that evil on me?
Because I have trust issues, Steve, and you're bringing them up because now it's just at 99 and I don't know if it's going to go 100 or not.
It'll go. I believe in it. Believe in it and it'll happen.
Believe in the heart of the cards, Yugi.
Yes.
Number's gone. Love balloons.
Number's gone.
The number is gone, but his ping is terrible. Hey Cody, can you see the game board? Yeah, boy.
We're doing it. We're finally doing it.
Finally doing it.
It took us half an hour, but we're finally doing it.
All right. So what we'll do here. Oh, what color are you gonna make?
Guess we'll take a
guys, I gotta go.
Yeah.
So why don't you guys, let's do it this way. Why don't you guys select, you can select any color. Because then this way, so Cody, I'll just throw you to red. Steve, do you know how to do that? Do you not know how? I got you. Don't worry. Yeah. You're going to be purple for right now, Steve.
Okay.
Do not press the buttons.
I'm not pressing anything.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
No.
So what we're gonna do here is, so the way this game starts is we're starting it like we're fresh to the game. So what you do when you're fresh to the game until you start playing it and you start realizing certain things, and even then, I like this better, is you randomly get assigned your faction and player mat. So I will just deal these out. There you go, Cody. There you go, Steve, and I'll just take mine down here. All right. So these are our factions. Let's flip those over. Take a look at these. Wow, that's funny. I'm gonna play as Saxony today. Steve is gonna be
I'm Polonia.
Thank you. Cody, if you hit F, that'll flip it right over. You're the Nordique.
Shocking no one.
So what I will do now for everybody what I will do now for everybody is I will re-switch your colors.
Steampunk Vikings, baby.
I need to switch my own color first. So I'm Saxony. Cody, you are... Oh, that's not Cody.
I'm not... Yeah.
Yep. No, I got you. Don't worry. All right.
Where is my code?
So, everybody, you just put your player card next to you. They really don't matter at this point. And then what we'll do is we will hand out player mats. So I'll give one to Cody, just like we did before. One to Steve. One to myself. Now, let's flip these over. This will tell you what your player mat needs to go to. So the way we get our player mat, just move those cards off of the play space, which is this big rectangle here. So you want to put it over here, Cody, where your player card is. Now, if you want to press your buttons, boom, gives us our fancy, dancy mat, our pieces, everything. Don't forget that you also have in these bottom left corners just kind of quick rules, a quick suggestion on strategy, things like that. So like we'll get into that for our viewers a little bit later, but if you guys want to at least look at those, you can look at that. And then in the middle is the player mat where it says Scythe. If you look at your player card, if you hit Alt, Cody, I'm gathering whatever the Alt equivalent is on Mac, that's all you gotta press. You'll be able to see that card a little bit better. And so like mine's industrial, so I need to set my player mat to state 4. So if you hover over where it says Scythe and you press whatever number you need to press, so like mine, I would press 4, it's gonna bring me to the 4th state. And it'll show me everything on how my player mat's laid out. So the difference there is each player mat has a couple of different things to it. Some are better at other things than others. I'm trying to see if I can tell you. So yeah, like mine's industrial. So I start, of course, everybody will start with 2 quest cards, which is what the bird with the envelope sign is. All right, and then I will start with 2 popularity. That's the pink heart. And then I will also start with 4 coin. So I'll put those out there now. Popularity is judged by your heart token. It should be by your player token in the bottom left corner. So right over here, Steve. And then Cody, yours is right over there. You see where I'm pinging? Yep. So your heart. So pretty much on this section of the board where it has what your player mat is. You see what I'm saying? Over here, Cody.
Yep.
So that'll tell you how much money you start with and how much popularity you start with. Steve, yours is right there on the right side. Yep. So we can at least do those right now. So I'll move mine to, yep, I'm at a 2 for popularity. The popularity tracker is this piece right here. For those at home and for my 2 cohorts here, the popularity tracker is impacted at end game scoring. So as you can see here, there's 3 tiers of scoring. Okay. Sometimes a lot of people will want to have a lot of popularity, but sacrificing popularity can get you things in the game. So certain cards will be played, stuff like that, that'll want you to get something out of it. You may have to pay popularity for. You will always have multiple options on any of these event cards to choose what you want to do. So you won't just be stuck with taking away your popularity if that's not what you want. But yeah, so each of those, it increases how much money you get for each victory point. What are they? I want to make sure I'm calling them the right things. I want to say victory points are Settlers of Catan.
Neil, I'm having like a really hard time like seeing my mat. How do I get back like close down to it? Because
So
I'm still like kind of like hovering.
You can scroll in. Like if you were scrolling up and down a web page.
Yeah.
You should be able to do that. And then usually WASD allows you to move your board around. Space bar will zoom you all the way out. There is also, which is a fun fact since this is a scripted thing on Tabletop Simulator, you can do camera angles. So if you hit Shift 1, it'll pull you to the camera angle of the main board. Shift 2 will get you over to the beautiful scene of the money and everything like that. Shift 3 is nobody. So Shift 4 is going to give you your map view, Cody, actually. You want to remember that. It'll give you a nice, easy view of your own map.
Yeah, it says no camera.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. Does yours work, Steve? It would be Shift 9.
Yeah, I've got Shift 9. Yep.
Nope.
Huh. That sucks, Cody.
I know.
That's why you should always go Windows, folk.
Yeah, I guess so.
So Cody, if you want to put your popularity, if you get the chance, once you get all set, onto the track, we can do that. Also, Q and E is how you can rotate an object. So if you pick it up, you hit Q or E, it'll rotate it.
Okay, how do I put my stuff in?
So right over here, you have your heart.
Where do I have a heart?
Right down here. In your bottom left hand corner. You have your heart right there, man. So if you pick that up, click it, left and hold. You can bring it all the way over to the game board, over this way. And then right here is the popularity tracker. So your popularity will be a 3. So you will actually start higher than us. You can put it right on the 3. Right on here.
I can't see that far.
There, I gotcha. Boom. But yep, so this is the popularity tracker. As I said, it helps with end game scoring because the way you find out who wins in the end is whoever has the most amount of money. So always keep that in mind. As much as you're trying to generate and make your society, your faction better, usually it's in the end goal of trying to make sure you still generate more money. So like, of course, upgrading everything gives you sometimes better benefits and everything like that, and it'll give you a star token for each thing. If you get all of your mechs out, if you get all your buildings out, if you enlist everything, you have all 8 workers out. All these things are star points, which after you get first person to get all of their star points out, which is 6 of them, is who initiates endgame scoring. Just so you know. And I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place, so if you need anything explained, just let me know. I'm just trying to at least get us started. Things will get rolling after that, and we'll just kind of coast through. All right. So let's work on setting up the mats here. So if you guys want to come down and view my mat, it'll be a little bit easier, and then I'll help you guys set up yours. So there's a lot of different tokens here. Luckily, if you hover over them all in the bottom left here, it'll tell you what they are. All right, so the first line here, this line, these are all your buildings. So there's 4 different buildings. There's a monument, a mine, an armory, and a mill. They all live on different spots of your board. So, but it's labeled on your player mat. So like mine, my armory goes in the right side over here. So I pick that up. It goes right in that block. It says armory. That's it, because that's something you have to build to be able to put onto the board. Same thing with the mine. That goes there. The monument goes over here. And the mill goes here. Right? So that's how it would look. But if you look underneath these things, they tell you what you get to gain once they're built. So underneath the slots is what tells you what you get. So for this, every time
How did you zoom in on that section again?
You
said this is what
just do a scroll wheel. Or for you,
really?
it would be.
I'm still so far away.
Yeah, you're like scroll.
I have a mouse hooked up.
Yeah, you should be able to scroll right up to it.
Or press Shift 7, I think, is yours, or 8 rather, Shift 8.
Yeah, but his camera, I don't know if his is, yeah. Let me just take a look really quick. Hit Z, Cody.
Oh, okay.
So if you hit Z, can you still scroll out?
Yeah.
Okay. Does Z get you a little bit closer, though?
Yes.
Okay. So for a monument, that building, if you hover over all of the buildings too, since this is pre-scripted, it'll have the rules. But for those at home, it's whenever I would take the top action where that building normally would live, which for me is my bolster. So whenever I take the bolster action, I also gain 1 popularity. All right, so that's if that building is built. It has to be on the map, okay? Otherwise, it's covered when it's not built, so I don't gain the benefits of it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for the mill, it works as another production. So usually you can only produce whenever there's a worker, which is the gingerbread men figure, on a spot, and you have to be like, all right, yep, I want to produce, each production, as you can see on that top layer action. So normally, of course, there would be a block here, but say I'm in the end game, this is what my top board looks like. Every time I decide to produce, I get to pick 3 territories to produce from. And if my mine is not controlled by an enemy, it also can produce. So it almost becomes like a 4th territory or a 3rd territory. It's almost like another worker out there in a way. But of course, when it's blocked off, you can't do anything. A mine works as there are tunnels on the board naturally. Pretty much what a mine allows you to do is from that mine, you can go to any tunnel, but nobody can go to your mine. Okay?
Yeah.
And then the last one is the armory. It's the opposite effect in a way as the monument. The armory, you gain power, which is there's a power bar on the bottom right of the world map. And that fluctuates. You use it in combat, you use it for certain event cards, things of that nature. So that at least takes care of the buildings. The next thing in the row is your recruit tokens. Each recruit token will go on the bottom cylinder aspect of each of these capabilities. So like you have your bolster, you have your produce, you have your move, and you have your trade. Each one of those on the bottom row actions is where the enlist token goes. So then if you enlist underneath, it's the same thing. It'll always tell you what it gives you. So if you wanted to list your recruit for enlisting, every time somebody adjacent to you does that bottom row action, you gain whatever that is. So for me to explain it easier to you, so say we're in the game. I decided I was able to do my bottom row action to pay for an enlist, and I decide, all right, I'm going to enlist this recruit. That is my enlist recruit. So now anytime you guys would enlist, since we're only playing 3 of us, where each of us is always constantly adjacent. So if like Steve recruited, I would get a combat card. You see how that works?
Okay.
So for me, it was bad that I decided to use the enlist aspect. So like say I enlisted my recruit for building. So that would move up. Every time somebody built something, I would gain popularity. I would gain 1 popularity. So sometimes these are good if you know what somebody is trying to work for. If you can enlist that token first, you'll reap all the reward from it. Because remember, each of these besides upgrade is the only one that has more than 4. So there's only 4 enlist tokens, there's only 4 buildings, and there's only 4 mechs to be deployed. So those enlist tokens, like if everybody's already deployed their mechs and you don't need the star point to have all 4 enlisted, maybe you decide to use your resources elsewhere. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a thought. You know, definitely make up your own decisions as you go. Then the next piece you have are your workers. So your workers are what allows you, if you're in the game board, there are certain resources to collect. You can only collect from a territory if you have a worker on it. All right. So when you go, so like that top row action where it says produce, you have to choose at least, I think you could do 1 or more territories. You don't have to do all of your territories if you don't want to, that you can produce from. And any territory that has a worker on it will produce that resource. So say I had like 3 workers on 1 territory and I chose that territory, it would still produce 3 resources for each worker that's there. So keep that in mind also when you're creating villagers, because they're almost like a resource in themselves. That if you have more than 1 villager there, you can't control how much the workers on a territory produce. You can just control what territory produces. All right, so you would have to move those workers off of the territory if you wanted to produce a lower number, type of thing. So if you had 3 workers there, you would have to use your move action first before you could to only produce like 1 thing. That's all. It's a good thing to keep in mind. So all of those workers, they go above your produce aspect in all of those red spots. You should have 2 left over. Because we play 2 right in the start. Which the 2 you get to play are the 2 territories you have adjacent to your starting base. So if you look at where my starting base is in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, I have my 2 workers. They will be at the adjacent point of my starting base. So it'll be this iron and this oil. Steve, for you, it would be this wood and this grain. Cody?
Okay, so I can't do anything on the on this one up here, the water one?
No, the lake you cannot, because you do not have anything you don't have anything that allows you to lake walk.
Gotcha.
So naturally, like workers, everything like that cannot cross rivers. Okay. Unless you're like Cody, who his faction's innate ability, your workers may move across rivers. They can swim. But he still has to play his 2 workers at the adjacent to bases to his base. The next things that should be left on the player mat are his technology cubes. So technology cubes are what your upgrade is for. All right. So all of your technology cubes will sit. Sorry, I'm putting them in the wrong place. Will sit on your top row action. Right. What happens is when you would go to upgrade, so you'd pay the upgrade cost, you get to select any one of these technology cubes and bring it down to any of your bottom row actions. So what ends up happening is the upgrade it reduces resources that you would normally need to be able to do something. And those are all marked by like any indented box on the player mat. So like all on that red styles here, you would usually have one. Like I have one. If I want to upgrade, I need to pay 3 oil. Well, say I upgrade and I want to take one of my top technology cubes, whatever one it may be. You see how there's that one that has a different border? It's like a dotted line border. That would be the spot. That's the only spot that I can reduce my technology in that. So no matter what, I can only reduce my upgrade cost by 1 barrel of oil. But for my mech deploying, I can reduce that by 2 spots. So you see the difference between these boxes?
Mm-hmm.
So, and especially since we're playing it with already scripted on here, anywhere it'll click in is a viable spot. All right. And of course, again, you could take one off of like if my bolster action, I want to upgrade that. I can take that technology cube and put it onto my lower build action. I can put it on any one of those 4 actions. It doesn't have to go straight down. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you can move a cube from the top to anywhere on the top to
on the
bottom.
Correct. Yep,
Gotcha.
when you take that upgrade ability. So that covers all of the technology cubes. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So now your playing mat should be all set up. Cody, let's work on setting up yours. I think Steve was working on his.
I was, yeah. How do I get these boxes off of these cards up here?
You should be able to see. You can't see through those.
I can see through them. I just can't. Oh, am I?
Yeah, there's nothing there. There's nothing there yet.
Okay.
So they're so nobody else can see anything, because the one box on your left-hand side will be your quest cards, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want anybody to see those because they can give you a star point, and if somebody sees them, they can mess with you. The right side is when we do combat cards, because you're supposed to keep everything hidden until everybody's ready to then reveal.
Okay, I'm slowly starting to remember this. So I'm supposed to grab 2 objective cards from this pile?
Well, hold on.
Hold
on. Nope,
okay.
We'll do that all together. All right, Cody, let's set up your mat.
I'm just trying to remember how this game works because there's a lot of moving parts that I'm slowly recollecting.
Yeah. All right, so Cody, put all your buildings will go in the corresponding spots. So like your monument will go here. Your mine over here, armory there. But you see how your player mat's a little bit different than mine?
Yeah.
So they do that because certain player mats are better for certain things. That's pretty much the idea of it.
Right.
Like my 4-star is enlisting. Oh, your 4 is still for enlist. Not that different.
And those are my starting resources up at the top, right? Up at the top, next to my the artwork of the guy with the muskox.
Nope.
There's an oil barrel, and then it's 2, 2, 2,
nope.
2.
Nope. So what that is actually it's your enlist. If you get in closer, it's a little bit different. It's what they use as the recruit token.
Oh, okay.
So when you go to do, I should have explained this. So like if you went to go and recruit somebody, you would put that token up here. You gain the benefit of that card. So each recruit can go to whatever one of these you want to put them at, similar to the technology cubes. So just because it has power on the bottom here does not mean you need to put it on power here. it can go onto combat cards. So once
okay.
once you pay for that and list, then you would get the bonus of what's underneath there.
Okay.
Yep. So
I think I'll probably get the hang of it better when we just start playing it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind
so,
of been my experience too. Is it's like once you play it, it's like, oh, it clicks. It is a lot of stuff to figure out. Like there are a lot of parts to this game, but it's like if we were to play it like 2 or 3 times, it's like we would get it.
Yeah. So they strongly the creator of the game actually strongly, they have it in the rules to just go through, set it up. Don't try and come up with this masterful plan. Just, go with what you do. That's why they give you, a quick start suggestion guide so you can see what everything feels like.
Yeah, I was reading that.
Yep. So, Cody, you'll move these 2 workers. So you see everything's pretty much set up on your board, but these last 2 workers down here. Nope, still in the yep. Still in the bottom section where you would have pulled all your workers from.
Yep.
So these 2 right there, you'll just bring them to the 2 adjacent spots to your home base. So one in there.
All right.
And then pretty much that covers everything besides your action token. Your action token, which is like the pawn piece. This is how you state what top row action you're doing. All right. You cannot conduct the same action twice unless you have the capability to do so, which I don't think. Yep, nobody has that special ability. So like,
did I put them in the right spots or no?
Yep, that's exactly it.
All right.
Yep, they just go to your adjacent spots.
Okay.
And then, so this is, if you go back here, your action token, that is how you decide what you're choosing. All right, so when you first, of course, at first, no action is chosen when it would be your turn. You can choose any one of these 4 actions. So you see how, like, up top, there's a trade action, there's a bolster, there's a move, and then, or gain, or there's a produce. So those are your top row actions as they're considered. You get to make a top row action and a bottom row action each one of your turns. Okay, so you must do a top row action. You may do a bottom row action. Those are very key in how it's stated. All right.
Okay.
So when you go to choose one of these slots, your next turn, you cannot do the same thing. So you have to choose something else.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And then it'll even suggest, I think in the quick starter suggestions, if whoever ends up going first, it suggests you to not do whatever the first person did.
Right.
So pretty much it tells you out of the gate, hey, don't do that same move, do something else. Because you'll always be, if you end up playing the same strategy, you'll always be one step behind, type of thing.
Okay.
There is one faction, but it's not in play right now, who can repeat the same action over and over again. They don't have to do everything. So that's just the whole point of the action token, though, is to know which action you took last turn. So then you can move it over to the next place.
Want to say tonight's game is sponsored by Trolley.
You wish.
Trolley, please sponsor us. We love you.
Yeah, we do love you, Trolley. And then, so that covers the player mat. On your faction card up here, that's where your mechs are, your stars, stuff like that. If you move your mechs up, underneath them, it'll explain what each of these abilities are. All right, so once your mech is deployed, These abilities get added to your leader, which that's the symbol for the leader, the top one there, and your mechs. So notice that none of your workers get these abilities. Okay? So like Riverwalk, it allows your mech and your leader to be able to cross. Like for you, Cody, you get to cross rivers, to forest and mountains. So if you're on a tile and you're going to a forest, or you're on a tile and going to a mountain and it's across water, you can do that. For your leader and your mech. Your fun fact about your people, Cody, since they are Nordic in nature, they are one more well equipped for water. Your people know how to swim. So they can actually cross rivers without any issue. Okay, just so you know. Your next thing here is you got seaworthy, so you can move to and from lakes and retreat onto adjacent lakes. So me and Steve, we cannot go onto lakes. Lakes are easy to signify. They're the hexes of just water. Hence the one that you asked about, Steve. Why can't I start a worker here? Mm-hmm. There is no resource that you obtain from lakes. And B, your faction does not possess that capability. Cody, on the other hand, does. So, like, say he had a mech and a worker on this one tile I'm looking at. That's the oil with the tunnel right above you here, Cody. If you had a mech there, your mech could move onto that lake, or your commander could move onto that lake. Or say you were fighting on this spot and you lost, you could retreat to the lake instead of retreating all the way back anywhere else, type of thing. So that covers seaworthy. Artillery, before combat, if you pay 1 power, your opponent loses 2 power. So similar to, I think we were talking about it for my faction, that if we're in a territory of my control, so if you attack me, pretty much I can make you lose 2 power. So that's a very similar one there. And then your speed buff. So everybody is going to have a speed mech. Pretty much all of the mechs are very similar in nature. You have the one that gives you Riverwalk, one that gives you usually a little bit of something else, one that affects battle, and one that does movement speed. So for that, normally everything gets to move only 1 hex. For speed, if you choose your mech or your commander to move, they can move an additional hex. So you can, of course, with your mechs, carry workers. That's how Riverwalk is supposed to work. They're supposed to climb into a mech. You carry them across the river. Your commander, however, cannot carry workers. Keep that in mind. And you can while you're moving your mech, so your mech maybe has a +2 to speed, you can pick up a group mid-move. So like say you move your mech onto a place that you have workers, your workers can then get in and you can move that mech again and it still only counts as the mech moving. But you can also do the aspect of carrying your workers one space and then moving a worker another space. So you can kind of do that as well. Other than that, I believe it covers a lot of the base aspect of the board. Everybody feel all right now? You kind of know what each of these pieces do?
More or less. I'm kind of remembering, but it'll come to me as we play, I'm sure.
Yep. So the last thing, so you have your special ability that like Cody's is that swim. It tells you right on his faction thing. Underneath that is how much power you have and your combat cards for start. So our power is already, because as soon as we click what we're playing as, our power token already gets put onto the mat. So my starting power is a 1, Steve, yours is a 2, Cody's is a 4. I start with 4 combat cards. Steve, you will start with 3 combat cards. And Cody, I believe you start with 1 combat card. All the combat cards are, if you're looking at my orientation of the map, they're in the top right corner, right by Cody. So if you just hover over that and you press the number, it'll bring them right to your hand. These ones right here, Cody. You'll get 1 of those. Press 1 time, it should go. You don't even have to draw it. If you, yep, there you go. So that's in your hand. Similar to Risk, you know how Risk tells you how many of each card there is, so you can kind of figure out what's what. You know what I mean? This does a similar thing. So there's 16 of a power increase of 2. There's 12 that are a power increase of a 3, 8 that's a power increase of a 4, and 6 that are power increases of a 5. So it allows you to kind of count cards a little bit if you pay attention to it. It's part of the strategy of combat cards only get used, of course, in combat. You can decide not to play a combat card. So if you look in your combat area, which is in the top right hand corner of your mat, you'll see how there's one that says 0, right? Take that one, also put it in your hand. So the 0 is, there's an aspect of bluffing that comes with this game as well. Say you have you're in combat with somebody, but you want to try and be like, you have plenty of power, or you're gonna lose, something along those lines, so you don't want to waste one of your combat cards. That's what the 0 is. But it doesn't show them that you're not putting in any combat cards, because then if they see, they're not putting in any combat cards, I'm not gonna waste my good card on it. Or, they're not putting in any combat cards, now I'll play a +5 because they think they have this in the bag type of. So that 0 is supposed to make it so you still don't know what that person has. Normally, in a grand scheme of things, you do this, they tell you to hold the power dial underneath the table so nobody can see anything. You adjust it, and then when everybody's ready, you hold everything up. We have to make do with the concealed area. So just make sure before you pull a card out of your hand, make sure you flip it over with that F function, then put it in the concealed area. Adjust your power dial, which if you hover over that power dial, you use Q and E, it'll rotate it to a number. So the maximum power you can ever put in is 7, the minimum is 0. All right. And you have to be able to expend that power on the power tracker, which is pretty self-explanatory. So that covers combat. Now what we will do is there's objective cards, which are right over by me. They are the ones that look like a sealed envelope. Each person will draw 2 of them. Make sure nobody sees them as you put them into your concealed area. And for those at home, I'll show you what a card, well, actually we can flip these over. Once everybody has their cards, let me know. Cody, you got your 2.
I've got mine.
You got yours? Okay, so we'll go over this card together. I'll put it right here in the middle. So of course, again, if you hold Alt, you'll be able to zoom in on it. So this quest card here is build local infrastructure. Build at least 3 structures, none of which are adjacent to your home base. So to be able to complete that, you need to, in one of your turns, doesn't matter which turn it is, to have 3 structures pretty much outside. You pretty much have 1 spot where you can have it, and then 2 have to be not touching your base, is the idea of that card. As soon as you complete that card, you would show it, say, hey, I completed an objective, boom, then you would get there is a star point for completing your objective. The only person normally, so you have 2 objectives, right? You can only complete 1 of them. And then you would just put all your cards back into, a discard pile type of thing. The only person who can do multiple objectives is myself. So there's no limit to the number of stars I can place for completing objectives and winning combat. That's my faction's innate ability. So normally any faction can only win 2 combats to give them stars. I could do all 7 of my stars in combat if I wish to. I could do all 7 of my stars in objectives if I wish to. So that's a pretty cool thing about these people. So now that 100% should finish off your player mat. So you should see your own objectives here in the left-hand corner. You have your factions, you have your stars, which as you do things on the star tracker, that's when you'll put them there. And that pretty much is the setup of the board game, except for this structural bonus tile. So I will give this a nice little roll here. Oh, I knocked Steve's person over. I'm already starting combat.
Unbelievable.
So I rolled a 6. So we will move this to, I believe 7 is 6. Yeah, because the first state is, yep. So 7 would be 6. So this is the structural bonus tile. So what this means at end game scoring, there is an additional money bonus. This is the random one, kind of, that happens if you complete what this card is asking. So this card is saying any building or structure that you have adjacent to another one of your structures gives you more money. All right, so if you just have one structure out there, you would get the 2 gold. If you have 2 structures, 4 gold, so on and so forth. I'm just gonna double check that doesn't mean anybody's structures. Does anybody have any questions right now? Everything good? Everything copacetic?
I'm good for right now. I'm sure there will be questions as we play, but that's just going to be...
Yeah, I'm just going to need some training wheels for a little bit.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yep. So what this means is number of your structures in a row. Any continuous straight line is fine. Only count the longest row of structures you have. Rivers do not break continuity. So in that sense, pretty much just wherever you can make a line on the board works. Rivers don't break continuity. Lakes would, because that's a whole territory in between other things. So if you just have a line of 1, you'll get 2. If you have a line of 2, you'll get 4 money. If you have a line of 3, you'll get 6 money. If you have a line of 4, you will get 9 money. For end game scoring.
We can these 3 piles out of here, right?
Yeah, if you want to take those out of there.
Yeah.
Show the factory off. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, did everybody get their money from the
No, I was.
So your player mat shows you how much money you have and how much popularity you start with. So like I start out with 4 money. So all the money is a little bit further away. If you zoom all the way out, you can kind of see it it'll be your right hand side, mine, and Steve's left hand side. So if you hover over these, it'll tell you what the price of each one is. Crimean piece counts as 1 gold. What the hell?
Polania.
Thank you. I can't speak right now. Is 3. Rusevit is 5. The Nordic piece is 10, and the Saxony piece is 20. You just take what it says, how many pieces you have, not related to your faction, just the worth of money. So you have 5. You could take a 5 piece, or you could take, you could take a 3 piece. So you just quick pull. Yep. Cody, your money would be 6, so we can give you a 3-piece, a 1-piece, a 1-piece, and a 1-piece. So there's your money for you.
All right. Do you think I have all my cards?
Looks like
Yep. So if you flip these over, Cody,
Yeah.
you can put them in here. We can't see them. You'll still be able to see them. Nope, not your combat cards. You can leave those because we can't see those anyways. We can't see anything that's in your hand, but this way it's easy to keep your hand open, and you'll still be able to see them in here. So yeah, if you just and you can drop it in there, and then drop it in there, and then flip them back over once they're in there, you'll be able to see them. We can't see in those. And so those are your objectives. You'll get 1 star if you complete either of them. But you can only get 1 star. You can't complete both of them. Alrighty. Other than that, you see these little compasses on the map, compass tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Those are encounters. This is what an encounter card will look like. So beautiful, amazing artwork in the background. This is what I was saying. So like one of the aspects of this game is you are supposed to show off the artwork to all the players. So the way that we found out best, me and my group of friends who normally play this, is you get to don't just go to read it. Go to look at the art the best you can. Don't look at it for too long. Just a quick, oh yeah, that an appreciation glance. For those at home, bear in mind, I don't want to look at it too long myself, so I try and give you a view as best as I can. And then if it's somebody else's card, if it's my card, you get to look out and you get to look at all the art you want. But so just for this one, this is kind of how they'll always be set up. You'll get usually 3 options. Steve, I believe your people have the special ability to pick up to 2 options per encounter card.
Yep.
So pretty much all you end up saying with this, so you read out what's in bold.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't worry about what the actual gain is or what you would have to do it. So you read it out, conceive a plan with the patrolling troops in the forest, relieve the soldiers of some dead weight, deceive the soldiers and steal their mech. That's how you would exactly read it to everybody. And then you read what 2 choices. So for everybody, normally you would read whatever choice you choose. Steve, you have to read both choices. You do not state what your benefit is. You just do it.
Okay.
All right. So, for this one, of course, the top one, you gain 1 combat card and gain 1 popularity. You can either pay them to gain any 3 resources, or you can pay 3 popularity because you're stealing their mech and you get to deploy a mech. So there's it's pretty cool because now you just built a mech without having to pay the resources to build one, right? But you do lose that popularity. You have to be able to pay the popularity. So if I just drew this card, I could not go with the popularity because I don't have enough popularity to play.
Yeah.
All right. So you have to be able to expend what it's asking to be able to take the reward, even with popularity. All right. And it'll do the same thing, I think, with power as well. Sometimes you'll expend power to be able to do stuff. All right. Okay. I believe we are ready to play. Now, Cody, why are we all gathered here to play?
We are here to play because Neil is punishing me for all the times I never played Scythe. No, we're here to raise money for ExtraLife and the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, which is a fantastic cause. It goes to benefiting children's hospitals, also they help the hospitals provide things like games and toys and things like that to make sure that the kids can try to have the best experience possible while dealing with a very tough situation. Um, Neil and myself both benefited from similar programs, and we're playing for the hospital that helped us out, which is Albany Med, and it's a great cause. So if anybody could spare even $1, it's hugely helpful.
Exactly.
Um, our extra life page, we can take donations, and you'd be doing us a big favor, and you'd be helping out kids that need it.
Yeah.
And again, we don't get any sort of kickback or anything like that, and our business doesn't get any sort of kickback, and the organizations are not taking money for themselves. It's all legit. So
100% for profit.
Yeah. I mean,
I said what I said. No, it's really good, and
yeah.
The biggest, I would say, the biggest takeaway that we get for doing it is just being a part of something so amazing.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
it sounds corny, it sounds, all gimmicky, but that's the truth. That is the truth.
true.
So with that, we're pretty much ready to go. So on your player mat, this is how we decide who goes first. This is how the game wants you to decide it, because certain player mats have more lucrative starting points than others. And the way that they kind of work that in is, so on each player mat, where it says what the player mat is, and like where it said your how many quest cards you get, stuff like that, that little box, it'll have a number in the top right corner of that little box. So
Okay.
what's your number, Steve?
2.
Cody, what's your number?
I don't know.
Oh
Where
my
where's it?
gosh, you weren't paying attention at all, were you?
No, I was answering a text, somebody that's watching the stream.
Yeah, sure. So if you go right here on your player mat,
Uh huh.
you see that number right there.
No,
So
I'm super zoomed out. Let me get in here.
so yours is a 4,
Uh
from what
huh.
I can see. So that depicts you actually have a better starter player mat, which means you do
Nice.
not go first.
Word.
Steve, you had a 2. I have a 1.
Yeah.
So that
Where do you see the
means
4? I don't see the 4.
you blind?
Are you zoomed in at your player mat, Cody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you hit your Z. You see that right there in that top corner?
Oh yeah 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 yeah.
Yeah. 4. So I have a 1 as those, so nobody says I'm cheating here in this group.
Mm.
Those at home can see there is a 1. So I will go first. With that, we'll get her started, folks. Now it's time for the exciting part.
Finally.
Finally. After
It's all over but the crying, guys.
after about an hour of setup, we're ready to play the game.
And
Yes.
months of waiting for Neil.
I will not say we've
I've
successfully
been
played the game
waiting.
until we finish the game. So here we go. It's the first move. I am going to take. I have not been thinking at all about what I am doing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the move action. I am going to move my. I'm gonna move this worker up to that village square, and I'm gonna move my leader out. Yeah, that is my turn. One of the big things that this game does, I'll quickly explain first, is top row actions. You wait to be completed. Once they complete their top row action and pretty much their decision is made for if they're doing or not doing their bottom row action, the next person is going. All right. So once somebody moves to their bottom row action step, that next person should kind of start their turn, type of thing. It's to keep a good flow for the game, so it's not just one person doing one thing. With 3 people, it'll move pretty quick naturally. But when you have, 4 to 7 players, turns can kind of drag a little.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did my top row action. Steve, you're now able to go.
Okay. Let me think here. So I think since you did a move and kind of the idea is to do different stuff, I will produce, which is this one.
Yep.
So I produce on the squares that have villagers on them, correct?
So if you look at your produce thing, you see how it says 2 territories?
Yeah.
So it says produce with villagers on territories. You get to choose those 2 territories.
Okay. So I have 2 villagers on 2 territories, so I get to produce the stuff that's on those territories, correct?
So you'll get 1 wood and 1 grain.
Cool. All right. So.
And that's all of the resources. I can actually move those. Here, let's move that over here.
Yeah.
Oh no, Cody, why did you get disconnected?
Cat, I know.
What happened, Cody?
This game is absolutely cursed.
This is why I said, folks.
I'm here.
You're disconnected from Tabletop from Tabletop Simulator.
You're disconnected from the business.
I better not be disconnected. No. I'm looking like Emperor Palpatine right now.
I know.
Like, I am the business.
Did you get my invite?
Yes. With this cursed game.
This has been the hardest technical difficulties we've ever experienced.
Oh my god.
All right, so you're in. You can select your color as blue. I hope it loads faster.
I hope so too. Because I don't know what the hell happened there. I didn't touch anything.
I don't believe.
All right. So I collected my 2 resources. What do I do with them?
So the resources have to stay on where the workers collected them.
Gotcha.
Stay on the board.
Okay, so I put them on.
Yep, so wood will go with the wood guy, and grain will go with the grain guy.
Makes sense.
They stay on the board.
So the way that works is you can use any resource as long as there is a worker there to use it. You can also abandon resources if you don't move them with your worker. Okay? So your worker carries all your resources.
Gotcha. Okay, so
it would be Cody's turn now because you just did your top row. Normally, you would decide if you could do your bottom row action, which your bottom row action has to be whatever your top row action was. So like it has to be in that same column.
Oh, it does. Okay, so you can't do. I couldn't do produce and then trade.
No. Nope.
Okay.
So your top row action is one of the, of course, top rows of a column. But if you select that top row action, you could only do the bottom row action of that column.
Gotcha.
Only that one, Steven.
Yep. So for you, Steve, if you produced, you could only upgrade if you.
Gotcha.
Only Steven.
Only Steven. And this is a good time to promote Steven's OnlyFans.
Yes, very important.
Yes, top 1%.
Pillar. It's one of the main pillars of our business.
Yeah, it's where all the money comes from.
Yeah. I fund this entire operation. It's wild.
Hey, I'm willing to give away some stuff if we can get some donations.
Oh,
maybe we could provide complimentary copy of maybe one of our paid adventures.
Ooh,
I like that idea.
That is a good thing to give away.
That's what I'm thinking.
Those are quality adventures.
What's wrong?
Quality.
The koala.
Qualifications.
Yes. So we're thinking about giving away a copy of Bryn. Is that what we're thinking? Yeah. Do we to the next person who donates? Do we want to say next person to donate $5?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Get a
Yeah.
So whoever
if you donate more than $5, we will we'll thank you.
the children will really thank you.
Yeah, really. Help us reach our goal too, because if we break
What do we have it at? 3,000?
well, no, I
4,000?
think we did the first time we did it, we raised over $1,500.
Correct.
And we're already over $1,500 now. So in total, as a business, we've done over like $3,000, which is cool because we haven't even been in business for like a year, like a full year yet.
It'll be yep, exactly. No, we did. This has been our full year.
Oh,
we started in October, Cody.
Yeah, time just.
But it hasn't even been a full year for us yet since we started doing all of the ExtraLife stuff.
Yes,
this is true.
That full year will be game day
next month. Yeah, next month.
Oh and gosh, Cody, so why are you loading so slow, boy?
I don't know.
Hey guys, everybody, donate to ExtraLife and also donate to our Patreon so that we can pay for Cody to get a better internet. This is unbelievable.
I do need a better computer, and I am quite poor at the moment. So, if somebody out there wants to like hook a dude up with a computer.
Now we're raising money for kids and fishing for computers.
Yes.
As you can see, us over at Tabletop Totality, we are multitasking.
Yeah, we're very professional.
Yeah. We're like the Han Solo type of scoundrel.
We're asking for the kids. We're begging for the Cody.
Right. We can't stand any more technical difficulties for my ass. So
yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Steve, don't you do it?
I'm not.
Steven.
Hey,
Steven.
Hey, last time I did it, it worked.
No, doesn't mean it's gonna work every time, Steve.
I don't know, Steve.
Doesn't mean it's gonna work every time.
I'm just trying to do whatever I can.
I'm just trying.
For a Cody like you.
Just to take your friggin' first turn.
That's it. Oh boy, boys and girls, we're about to have Cody's first turn. It's a monumentous moment.
My God. If I get to play my first turn, I'll officially have played Scythe, and then Neil can never talk shit again.
That's not true. I told you, it's only once you reach the end.
No. I take one turn and I have played Scythe.
No, you have not.
Go out on top.
You haven't played, you just participated.
Yeah. Hey,
we ain't handing out participation trophies here, all right?
I mean, you might not be.
Nah, we ain't.
I'm not
comrade.
Either,
we. All right.
Cody.
So I took a move action. Steve produced.
Yep. So I.
You do got plenty of cash on you to be able to trade, bolster. You could also decide to, pay to just get popularity or a combat card.
I was thinking about I guess I'll pay to get a combat card.
All right. So make sure you move your token here onto the player mat. The column so like you're choosing this one, right?
Yep. Oh God.
Oh no, what have you done? Player tokens now. Let me help.
Look at that.
So you'll put
skills, man.
I put all of the money closer to us over here. So you'll just put one of the one piece back into its area.
Can I just take it and throw it?
No, I'd prefer if you didn't. I'd prefer if you put it back in its bag.
Osha! I've played
if one of my friends is watching right now, he will understand my pain of not well. He will understand Cody's joy of the pain he causes me.
Yes,
because my one buddy cannot, for the life of him, he cannot put things back in the proper spot. He just makes a pile on Tabletop Simulator for no matter what we're playing. And so I guess for you, Troy, Cody is playing your spot.
Yes.
So now you'll grab a combat card, Cody.
Yep. And it's gonna be
just one. Yep, there you go. So now that's yours, and that would be it for your top row action. You cannot do a bottom row action, so now I get to choose. Oh, this always happens to me. Whenever I'm teaching people this game, I always forget about what my turn is. Oh no, I already have it set up. I'm producing. So I'm going to produce a worker and produce iron. Keep in mind, I should have explained this before. So I'm just gonna move all of my workers off of their spots really quick. On my player mat. So if you come over to my player mat and you look underneath the workers, there is at certain amount of points, once you get a certain amount of workers out, there is stuff you have to pay. So it's usually every second worker that you bring out after the starting workers unlocks a pay spot. So if you have 4 workers out there, every time you produce, it'll cost you a power. If you have 6 workers out there, it will cost you a power and a popularity. If you have all of your workers out there, it will cost a power, a popularity, and 1 gold. Okay?
Okay.
So sometimes it's beneficial. There's certain aspects of it beneficial to get at least your 3rd worker out there. So your first paid for worker in a way. Or produced worker, I should say. Because then you're still not paying anything. But once you put the 4th one out there, every production costs something. Steve, it's your turn.
All right. I will move. I'm gonna move. No, that's not me.
Yeah, that's not you.
Where do I want to go? Which one do I want to move? I want to move my. Yeah. I want to move my guy, this one over here, and he'll take his grain with him.
Gotcha.
And now I get an encounter card.
No.
No?
It's only when your commander.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yep, sorry. I should have specified that. So Cody, to engage an encounter, which is where these encounter tokens are, they're the compass things. It has to be your commander.
Okay.
Just so you know. So Steve,
okay.
I mean, if you moved this guy, your next bet would be moving your commander out one spot.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I'll move my commander over here, and then
that'll be it for you.
I think that's all I can do. Yeah.
Yep. So Cody.
I will. Neil, did you produce this turn?
I produced.
You did, right?
Yep.
So I would have to do something different, correct?
You do not have to.
Oh, okay.
You can do exactly the same things if you wish. It just suggests, at least for the beginning, for the first turn,
right,
to take, your second turn, work towards taking both a top and bottom row action on the same turn. It kind of gives you a good idea of
Yeah.
Yeah, you just can't do this. You just can't do the same action over and over again. You have to do different actions each turn.
Yep. Whatever
Okay.
action you took, you can't repeat.
I guess I would like to move.
All right. Yep. Move your token over there. Boom. And then you get to pick 2. So the way this reads is 2 different people get to move 1 spot.
Okay. With the villagers I have, correct?
You can move. So you can move. You have 3 pieces technically you can move. Because your commander counts as in play.
Because I'm my commander. Yep.
So anything that's in your home base still counts as in play. Because, like, if you lose a battle or something like that, things will retreat. You'll be forced to retreat back to your home base. All of those things can still move out of there. You don't have to, like, rebuild a mech or something like that.
Can I? Can I move to this square right here, this hex right here with my commander?
Your commander cannot.
Okay, but
because
one
it
of these
doesn't
guys
have Riverwalk. Your
Oh,
workers,
right.
though, have the swim capability, which I can double check to make sure that I'm thinking of swim properly, but I'm pretty sure. Swim allowed. Go.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this guy here anyway to this center.
Yeah, so your swim factor, you can move. Yeah, you could move across to any of those. You just can't end up in a lake.
Okay.
So you can move across to any river with your workers.
Okay. And then I'm on this square. I'm on this hex now. Do I click on anything or no?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So I'm done.
Yeah, you can, and that's another thing. You don't have to move 2 pieces.
Oh no! Yeah, I wanted to. Shit.
Yep. So you don't have to move 2 pieces. You just have to do at least 1.
Okay. What am I gonna do? I guess I will. If I take all my people off of my stuff when I go to produce, I have to have somebody on there to produce, right?
You won't. So if you wish to produce, so like say you did move your worker onto this village.
Right.
Only the territories you have workers on are capable of producing.
Okay. So that's what I thought. So I will end my turn then.
You sure you don't want to move your guy out of there?
This guy?
It doesn't. Your commander. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I mean,
So like,
I
at
can
this
move
point,
him here, right?
exactly. You can move him in any one of those adjacent spots.
Okay.
At this point,
Yeah,
like
I guess.
anytime, you don't have a movement, I would suggest at least moving your commander if it's not to get an encounter token, but to get to the factory.
Okay.
Because remember, one of the aspects of the factory from like the video you watch, I'm sure went over it. It gives you another. So like if you look at your
it's like you get like a one-time upgrade, right?
You get a new capability. And usually their top row actions and their bottom row actions are amazing. So just to show you, so we'll take the first card out of here so you guys can see this. So you pay a combat card, you gain 2 popularity, and then the bonus, the bottom row action, is you get to move 1 thing 2 spaces.
Nice.
So that's just some of the cards you can get from the factory.
Okay.
All right. So you completed your top row. So I get to go now. I just produced. I'm gonna take a move action. I'm moving both of my workers onto actually. Yeah, I'm just gonna move one of my workers, and then I'm gonna move my person onto the next tile up, which is gonna. Ugh, that sucks. So I end up encountering a token. Encountering tokens, once you encounter them, it stops gameplay until that encounter is resolved, type of thing. Just so you guys know. So here, I'll put the card in the middle if you guys want to cover over on over. Wait until all the hands are here. All right, ready? Oh, look at that art. Everybody get their art view. Yeah. Yeah, everybody's good. So I'm gonna take that away. Now I'm gonna look at. Oh, look at that! Look at those cows. What's that mech thing in? Distract the rogue mech with your yodeling skills to save the cow. Seize control of the mech and scuttle into the forest. Steer the cow under the mech to see what happens. Oh boy. I am going to seize control of the mech and scuttle back into the forest.
These are the means of production, comrade.
So I now get to... Now I get to produce a mech. And I decided to produce the one with the underpass ability. So for me, my commander and mechs may move between any mountain I control and any tunnel. And these are the tunnels that naturally are on the map. Okay. Stay back.
All right, I'm going to produce. So
Oh,
I get.
boy, producing.
So I get another worker. And I get another wood.
We'll get another worker and another wood.
And that will end my turn.
All right, Cody.
To produce.
Oof. Everybody's producing. Produce. So you will get a wood and a metal, Cody. And this chest over here contains all of the good.
Okay.
So you get a wood piece, metal piece. I'll help you out.
Thank you.
No problem. So remember, each resource will stay with the worker that you produced it. You can leave behind resources, but you also have to make sure to, if you're moving a villager and it has resources with it, if you want to, that villager can take resources with it. And you can only use resources if they're controlled by a worker.
Okay. And then do I get a new worker now?
Why would you get a new worker?
Isn't that what happens when you produce?
No.
You
have to be on. So you see how this marker?
Oh, you have to be on a village to get one.
Yep. It's the gingerbread man. So so all of those symbols on a territory is what gives you those.
Okay, cool.
All right. So
that'll be it for me then.
Contrary to popular belief, I am also gonna produce. So I will produce.
Look at that butt.
I will, so I'm going to produce. I would get 2 metal because I'm going to produce from my metal. I am not going to produce from my worker tile. So I'm just going to produce on my metal tile. So I would get 2 metal. But I'm going to be conducting my bottom row action. So I'm going to spend 3 metal. So I'm not even going to grab a metal. And I'm going to play another back. I also get Steve. You can start going.
Okay. What am I gonna do here?
Just got 2 max. Ugh.
How do I build a mine? I mean, can I, like, how do I can't cross the river, correct? I can't go anywhere other than these 3 hexes, right?
So you can do that if you got your Riverwalk mech.
Right.
So that mech, which allows you to go from villages to mountains.
Okay.
Or you could, because I don't think you have something. See, you do have Submerge. So you are another one who can move to and from lakes. And so move to lakes and move from any lake to another. So you can actually go from like this lake to this lake.
Okay.
Because you have the submerge capability if you deploy this mech.
Right, but I don't think I can deploy it because I don't have any metal.
You would have to. Yeah, you would have.
Right, so because I don't have any access to metal, how am I supposed to
You
deploy?
do have access to metal.
Where?
So you have the trade capability.
You're
if
right.
You pay gold, get any resource. You get 2 of any resource mixed to match. So that's one way to do it.
Okay.
You do have an encounter token, so there's a possibility, like I did, to get one.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna actually make. So there's that. Otherwise, yes, you could build a mine.
And the mine would be able to take me to any of those caves, right?
Any of the tunnels, correct.
That's what I thought. Okay.
You would just have to use the build action, which is the bottom row of your bolster.
Which costs me 3, right?
It costs you 3 wood.
3 wood. Okay.
See how that it says pay 3 wood, build with workers. So also keep in mind wherever you can only build where you have workers.
Okay, and then the building, and then the 3 coins.
You will get 3 coin for a build.
You'll get 3 coins.
So
okay.
like when anything in green means you get, anything in red you have to get.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yep. So like when I just deployed, I got 2 coin because
gotcha.
I built a mech.
Okay. So I will. What do I want to do? I will trade. So I will get. I'll spend.
Pay 1 coin, get 2 resources.
Okay, where are my coins? My coins are here. So I will do that, and I will exchange for 2 metal.
Right.
And
so they get produced on a worker. So you see, if you look here, it says trade with a worker.
Yeah.
To get that means you can decide which worker does it. You can split it amongst workers.
I'll just throw them there.
Yep. So that would be it for your turn then.
Okay.
Carte?
Neil, correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, I will.
But under the pay, the bolster for the second row, is that pay 1 metal and deploy a mech?
No. So that yours will be pay 3. Remember, there's the technology cubes. That's why it's separated, because that means if you upgrade, you can upgrade to make that cost less. But as of right now, it's 3 until one of your technology cubes comes down to cover it.
Okay. I will.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. All right. So I will. I guess I'm gonna trade. I'm gonna trade a coin for 2 metals.
Okay.
Is what I'll do, and that'll be my turn.
Gotcha.
So I'm paying 1 coin for 2 metals. What did I just do? Oh my goodness. Oh no.
I pull quicker than.
Thank you.
Gotta move him onto.
Yep.
I just produced.
You didn't grab my coin, right? No, you didn't.
I think what I'm going to do. Move. I also, just so you guys know, I have a mech out that increases. I get a +1. Ball. What's my abilities? I can go from any. Alright, so I'm going to move Gunter von Duisburg to the mountain. From the mountain, I'm going to use my underpass ability. So any mountain, I can go to a tunnel. So that's my 2 movement for him. And then I am going to take. I'm going to take a worker. Move 1. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna tunnel. I'm gonna tunnel over here. That'd be 1 movement. Yep, that's actually good enough for me. That's gonna be all my movement.
Okay. Oh man, what do I want to do? I'm going. Yeah, I'm going to produce. So do I make 2 workers now because I have?
So you can choose not to produce on your worker tile if you wish to.
Okay.
So you can just produce on your lumber one. But if you produce on both of your territories, you would end up producing 2 workers.
Okay.
And a piece of wood.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to move. I'm going to move another worker up here, and I will move my commander here and get the encounter card.
Faction factory.
Let's do that and do a flip.
Cody, you ready to look at this art?
Yeah.
All right, viewers, here you go. I'm looking away. I'm not looking at it. Hopefully, give the viewers some time. All right, that looks good. I like it. It's good art.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
I like it.
All right, so I will take that and bring it over here. All right. 59. Let's see. How do I zoom in on a card?
If you hit Alt, Steve, do you want to actually put it out of your hand? I'll look away. This way, just the viewers, as
Sure.
as you're reading it, does.
Yeah.
And just let me know.
All right. So the options that I have are pick fruit for the lady and keep a few for yourself. Pay the lady to supply your empire with her apples. Banish the lady from her family's homeland.
She must have a ridiculous apple orchard if she's gonna feed the whole empire.
Yeah, she's gonna feed all my people. Let's see. What do I want?
That's wild.
I will. So I can do 2. There's one that I really want to do, and I'm wondering if I should do the other one as well. I'll just do the one. So I will gain 1 popularity and 2 food. And they go on to here. And that's my turn.
Solid.
So I want to use my pay action to bolster to deploy a mech. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. What are you doing? Because you said use bolster to pay to build back. Okay, so you're gonna use your top row action, which is to bolster. So you make sure you pay 1, you get 2 power. So you'll come over to the power track. You'll increase your power by 2. Pay the 1 gold.
Yep.
I'll take that gold from you.
Okay.
And then so that'll be it for your top row action. Then your bottom row action, because you have enough metal, you can deploy a mech.
Okay.
But as you're doing that, I'm going to continue with my turn, because that's how the aspect of that is.
All right. So where do I get to put the mech?
You deploy it on any spot with a worker, and make sure you move your metal too.
Okay.
I can actually hear that. And it's my turn.
I'm so problematic for Neil.
I think what I'm going to produce. So I'm going metal. That'll be it.
All right. I'm going to.
I got. Did I get those 2? Those were 2 power you said I got?
Oh, so you got the 2 power, but you are correct. You also get 2 gold.
Word.
Back.
Thank you.
Problem. And what mech did you take? Just so river walking?
Oh, I can pick which one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You get to decide.
Shit, my boy.
You can, if you wanted to do one of the other ones, it's not a problem. But keep in mind, like, your villagers can move across the river right now, but technically your commander, any of your mechs cannot.
Yeah, the Riverwalk was the right one to do.
Riverwalk, the only other one you could possibly do is the lake. The sea walk.
The seaworthy.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So at least you're not landlocked with your people.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, I moved last round. That's right. That's what I was going to do. So I'm going to produce. And I'm going to produce. I'm just going to produce 2 wood. So. No. And that. And what's my other option for that? And wait, okay. All right, and that will be my turn.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna move. And can I do this, Neil? Can I move my worker here and put him by the mine? Because those are connected.
Yeah, you can go there.
And then can I take my leader and move him to this one to get my encounter card?
Yep.
Cool.
So I'll pull that token off. Throw you your card right in the center here.
Thanks, bub.
All right, let's get ready to look at this art. Oh. Okay. If you want to leave it there, Cody, I'll just close my eyes. Steve will leave card because definitely. And so at least the players can. I mean, the people at home can see reading off.
Don't you tell me I
Saw it enough. I know you did.
Unbelievable.
What's my popularity at, Neil?
So your popularity is a 3. Just make sure with those cards reads whatever's in bold. Anything that's in the smaller format, you don't have.
Okay. I think I know what it. Can I do something with it now?
Can you read them out loud?
Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. Point the traveling convoy in the right direction. Ask the mechs to blow a hole in the mountainside. Or steer the stranger way of course, giving him no other choice but to join your troop.
All right, and then you just read whatever one you're deciding to do. Don't read the benefit, you just do that. But you just read whatever of the 3 bolds you wanted to do. You know what I mean? Just let us know, or I'm going to have the max blow a hole in the mountain, or I'm going to...
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, yep. So then we'll put this card back away. And did you see what you got from that?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to take it. Yep, and then you take whatever you got from that, and you'll put it, if it's like a resource, you'll put it on with a worker. If it's deploy, like if you get a deployment back, you put it on with a worker, stuff like that.
Okay. I'm just trying to zoom out so I can friggin' do this. But that'll end my turn.
Yep.
And I have to take 1.
All right.
A 2.
What do I want to do? Yeah, that's what I'm going to. So, I just produced, I'm going to move. So I'm going to move my 1 worker from there to there. That'll be enough for him. And then I'm going to move 1, and then another 1. I have the speed buff. And I'm going to get to the factory. So, let me just pull up the factory rules this way. All right. So, factory is the centerpiece of the Scythe board. It is the place of technological and untapped power. Sorry, I skipped a word. Technological innovation and untapped power. Unlike most other territories, the factory does not produce any resource. At the end of the game, the factory is worth a total of 3 territories instead of just 1 to the player who controls. That's also another. Remember, you get paid for, that's what that middle line is on the population track. So it's stars, territory, and any 2 resources. You get a certain amount of money. When your move action is completely finished after winning combat, if necessary, if your character is on the factory for the first time of the game, look through the factory cards on the board. You must choose 1 card and return the rest to the first player to look at those cards will see cards equal to the number of players plus 1. Each subsequent player to visit the factory with their character will see 1 fewer card. Okay, so I'll see 4 cards. The next person will see 3 cards. And then the person after that will see 2 cards.
Right.
All right. Give this a shuffle. So I get 4 cards. All right. So out of these 4 cards, I now have to choose one of them. That's the. All right. So I choose that factory card. You guys can see the factory card that I chose. Yeah, here, I'll actually bring it out into the. So I get to pay. Has to be not the same resource, but any resource combination. I have to pay 2 of them, and then I either get to enlist or upgrade. And the bottom row action is one thing.
Nice.
Okay.
That's how that reads. So that is it for my.
Cool. All right. I am going to bolster. So I'm going to pay 1. Where's my money? There's money. So I pay 1. And then I get to gain 2 power and 1 combat card. Am I reading that correctly?
No, it's one or the other.
Oh.
Whenever there's a slash, it's either so like with the factory card that you just saw, it's enlist or upgrade.
Gotcha.
So that's you pay 1, you either get a bolster of 2 or you get a combat card.
Okay, I'll keep what I chose. I'll increase it by 2, and then I will also pay 3 wood to construct.
Gotcha.
And I will build a mine somewhere. And then I also gain 3 money for that. Correct?
Yep, you'll get 3 money.
Okay, so I will build a mine. Which one do I want to build it on? Yeah, I'll put it here. Then I get 3 money. Stop it. All right, that's my turn.
Okay, so
Well,
I am going to. Can my top row and bottom row actions be in different columns?
No. Everything has to be in the same column.
Okay. So what I will do is I'm going to produce another mech. So I'm going to pay 3.
Didn't you? So you just did that last time, right?
Oh, yeah. Crap, I can't do that.
So, yeah,
I'm sorry.
Nope, you're good. You're fine.
All right. So I will.
That's why that token there is always good to see what you did
Yeah.
last.
I will instead buy.
Okay. So you could either do it for resource or popularity.
I want to buy wood.
All right. So yeah, it'll just
2 wood for 1 gold.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll do your gold exchange.
Okay.
And where do you want the wood?
With the guy that has the wood on it. It's fine. Thanks, man.
No problem. All right, and
you're always so good helping out your old uncle.
So that's your top row action. Now it is my turn. Resources do I got out here? Ooh, there's a metal. Ooh, there's a wood. Well, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to use my factory card. I'm going to trade in that metal. I'm going to trade in that wood. And what are we going to do? You know what? We're going to enlist. We're not going to use the upgrade. Oh, actually. Ugh.
Is that oil?
Where?
Is that what the other? Is that what the other
Resources?
item,
Yeah.
the other icon is? Yeah.
Oh, the resource that you can gain? Yeah, so it's oil,
Yeah.
wood, metal, and people.
No, food.
Okay.
Food is the other one.
Now I had a leader when I produced one time, and he was on an area that had an oil thing. That doesn't create it, right? You have to have a worker.
Yep, so you can only produce off of areas with workers, and right now you can only produce off of 2 territories. You see how if you go to your produce spot, you only have the two territory markers.
Right, I have to upgrade.
You would have to upgrade to be able to produce off of another territory. So I'm enlisting. So I'm gonna enlist my enlist recruit. So every time now either of you enlist, I'll get a combat card. I'm gonna do that for 2 popular. I'm not. Alright, Steven, it's your turn. I just get to move somebody.
Okay, I'm going to move.
Oh, hold on. Actually, that I take that back because I cause a random encounter. Sorry.
No problem.
Cody, you want to see this great art?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Go Franzilla telling you to buy wood, son. Here's
me to buy wood?
Yeah.
I just did buy wood, son.
Here is the beautiful.
Donate to ExtraLife.
Donate to ExtraLife and Cody will buy wood.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I just realized.
Pay me.
Pictures a little bit. Oh, there we go. I got it. All right, so our viewers at home. So if everybody saw their art, everybody's good there. So you can herd the sheep on the hillside for an afternoon, helping these sheep farmers. Serve lamb for dinner tonight. Use the sheep to trip up a passing mech.
Thank you, Frank, for your donation.
Did our boys just donate?
Oh my God.
He said he did it he said the comment was from 10 minutes ago.
I don't know what to tell you. Well,
Frank, I can hardly play this game.
I have to hold Cody's hand the whole way through.
Yeah. Even if I win, it's gonna be lame.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna herd the sheep on the hillside for an afternoon.
It's like meat's not back on the menu, boys.
That's what you think.
Just a little off the flack.
They don't need leg. They don't need those.
All right. What
about the wool?
All right. I am.
Wool.
Okay, so I am going to move, and I'm going to go. I'm going to move.
That's my fault.
I'm going to move a worker from here. Like basically, I'm going to move one of my workers from here to here, and then I'm going to move one of my worker. I'm going to move the worker that's on here to here.
Oh, okay. So the worker that was already there, you're
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so basically, like, this worker is going through the mine. This one of the workers from up here is going down here.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, and I believe that's all I can do. Right? Do I have?
How much was that donation? Because if it was $5 or more, he just got himself a adventures from the Servants of Darkness. Dust.
Servants of Dust. Yeah, man. Yeah, Frank.
There you go, Frank.
Hell yeah.
Coming to you.
Yeah, and I'll pay the 3 food to enlist.
Let's go. Well. I get a combat card. Boop, boop.
That's fine. I don't care. I don't know what those mean.
All right.
And then I move this guy up.
So
to
your
here?
recruit token, nope. Your recruit token goes into one of these spots. You get to choose.
Okay,
and you reap the benefits of that spot instantaneously.
Got it. Okay, and do I have to pick this one? Or
you do not have to pick that one. It's like the upgrade. It can be any recruit token because each of those does a different thing. So like whenever somebody builds, you would get population. Whenever somebody deploys a mech, you would get a gold. And whenever somebody upgrades, you would get power.
Gotcha. Okay, so what do I want? What does this do? That gives power. That gives...
But remember, they have to do that bottom row action for you to get the benefit.
Okay, I will do this. And so then I gain...
So, and then you can choose which one you want to get 2 of right now.
Right, okay.
Word.
I'll take 2 combat cards. Okay.
I don't think that one was 10 minutes long, Frank. I don't think you wrote that word that long ago. So I think I responded in a timely manner.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so make sure since you did do the list thing, you also get 1 gold.
Oh. Okay.
And a coin to you, Steven.
A Steven to your coin.
Nice.
The Valley of Moriarty.
Valley
Moriarty. I'm going to move. Let's move tonight. Gonna take my dude, Bjorn and Mox. Boom there.
So you cannot move there. Because remember, your river walk has to be from a forest to a mountain.
Oh.
Or a mountain to a forest. So here and here is where your river walk is.
Oh, okay.
But no.
So
let me plan this out.
If I move into that square, we're fighting.
It is combat, but it's not just any combat. If you fight somebody who with a villager, right? So I have a villager on this square. If you fight me and you win, for each villager you push out of an area, you lose 1 popularity.
Okay.
So just know if you go into this battle, you will lose 1 popularity.
Nah, I don't want to do that. All right, so can stay and That's a lake. I don't have the lake yet.
Well, remember your villagers can swim anywhere across anything besides the lake. You know.
Right.
But yeah, I am kind of doing a dick move. Don't believe it out unless you build a mine. Or sorry,
Well, which is what I'm trying to do.
Oh, okay.
So I guess because I wanted to do the top action was to move, and then the bottom one was to build my mine.
That's right. Yep, you're there. So I mean, you could
So
decide
again,
to.
what I could do is I have to take this villager with the wood and
So
bring it to the square with the mine.
so right now, let me put it this way: you did one movement. You don't have to do the second one. All right.
I didn't move anything.
You moved. You did.
No, because I didn't want him to go there. I wanted to go across the river, and then we said we couldn't do that, so I just put him back.
It wasn't. Oh, yeah, he was there. I thought he was
Yeah.
back there.
No.
So you could move. So, like, say you wanted your mine here, right? If you moved him there and then did your bottom row, your mine would be there. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. I thought I had to build it on the area with the actual.
No. So these are already tunnels.
Oh.
So, like, these are world mines.
Okay.
Right? Not faction mine. And then whatever mine you build connects to all of those mines, but only you can go through your own mine.
Gotcha. All right. So then that's what I'll do is I'll move this guy, I guess up into this spot.
Okay. And then you're done moving any other piece. You're not gonna move any other pieces, right?
No.
Okay. So then it's your bottom row action. You spend your 3 wood. You now get to build and whatever you want to, and you'll get 2 gold. So
I can build
to
whatever I want to.
Yeah. But yes, you can build whatever you want to. You can build any of these because you use the build aspect. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just don't know what I can build because I'm having a hard time frigging zooming in.
Yep.
Okay.
So you can build a mine. You can build your mine if you wanted to, which allows you to travel to any tunnel.
Yep.
Even if it's one of my controlled tunnels.
Yeah, I think I need to do that so I can get out of the area I'm in if I wanted to.
That's what I would suggest.
Yeah. So I would build a mine.
So yep. What happens is
and they called it a mine.
I was waiting so long. I was like, I can't make the joke if I keep saying mine. I have to wait.
I got you, dude. I'm here.
So now through this mine you can travel to any one of the tunnels.
Cool.
So yeah.
Cool.
Check it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that'll end my tizern.
Yeah, it's
My tizzy.
Once again, paying attention.
Today's stream is sponsored by Peanut Butter Pandemonium.
Oh my gosh! No, what a great ice cream!
It's really the best.
Yeah.
Can't believe you've done this.
It's so good.
Which one of you could have done this? Gonna be so mad.
She's gonna be so mad when she gets home.
It's a joke for
You're
just us and
forgiven too.
For one person in the chat.
Yeah. I'm not even good.
That's a smart move.
They already know what I was.
The smartest move you can make.
Do I produce? Get a wood, get an iron. Well, get 2 metal. Do I? Oh, I could do that. Oh no, that doesn't. Do I do that and get that? Yeah. So I'll trade. to get I'm gonna get two grain. But I'm just gonna spend that on my bottom row action. So I'm gonna do my bottom row action, which takes 4 grain, and I'm gonna end. Oh, that was in the wrong spot because I already did it for the. Oh no, I didn't. I did it for popularity. 100. So I'm gonna do it for the 2 money this time.
All right, I am going to produce.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to get. What am I getting? I'm getting 1 wood.
You're gonna get a worker.
I'm gonna get a worker. I'm gonna get at least 1 worker because I could possibly get 2.
You could not get 2.
I have 1 guy here and 1 guy here.
You just got a wood. You only have 2 territories.
That's right. You're right. Okay, so
I know I'm right.
all right, so there we go. That's all I can really do right now. So that is going to be my turn.
Alrighty, Cody.
All right, big moves.
Big moves. Big doinks in Amish country.
Big joinks. Yeah, if I wanted to produce.
Uh-huh. You wanted to produce.
What is this asking for? This is asking for 4
grain.
4 grain. I ain't got snow grain.
Or food. Yeah, you have a shit ton of metal though, huh?
Yeah, I guess what I will do is I'll bolster and I'll create another mech.
Alright, so it'll just cost you no gold. Getting 1 in return.
Oh wait, Neil, did you just trade last turn?
Yeah, why?
Because I got a gold for that.
No, you don't.
I have the trade.
You get if the person deploys. It's a bottom row.
Gotcha, I understand.
I only got it because you and
right.
So you bolstered. Did you raise your power too, or not yet?
Not yet.
All right, I'll up to. And you're set to go. What am I doing?
So now do I because he just deployed?
You would get 1 because he just deployed.
Okay, cool.
Do I have to put it on the square where the metal was used?
You have to put it on a square with a worker.
All right, so yeah, we'll go to that one.
Oh yeah, 3 metal, right?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. That's what I need. That's what so I'm gonna go and produce metal.
All right, I am going to move. I'm going to move this guy. Wait, hang on. Let me Let me see here. I'm going to move this guy over here. I'm going to move this guy over here. That's my turn.
Forte.
Well, hell. Yuck, yuck, yuck. All right. So this should have been my token should have been over here because the last thing I did was deploy a mech.
Correct.
So this time,
You can trade. You can.
right, this time I'm going to move.
Okay.
No. So then I will move. One of my guys can move too, right?
What?
I want to take my leader.
Mm-hmm.
I want to move him 1 hex and then 2 hexes.
How are you gonna move him 2 hexes?
Oh, right, because he can't.
Also, how would you move him there?
Right, because he can't. He can't cross. He can't cross.
Yep.
He could go to the lake.
If you wanted him to, yeah, he could go there. If you're trying to get an encounter token in another movement, you'd probably be better off like going here. Then you can just come down.
Right. All right, let me put him back. Oh no!
He's falling into the water. Here, I got you.
I'll need to produce. So I will take this worker and I'm going to move him to this section right here.
You gotta take the metal with you.
I'm going to take the metal with him. And then I will take. I guess I'll take this worker here.
Now remember, you can also move. If you want to move the mech and the worker, you can have the worker go inside of the mech and move. Mechs can transport workers. Extra.
Right.
Just wanted to make sure you knew.
And it's your leader that has to go to the factory, correct? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my leader and I'm going to bring my leader out into the lake.
Did you do the submerged one? Yep, you did.
Yeah.
You're good.
So then the next turn I could get over.
Well, 2 turns.
And right. And then
That would be your 2 for movement.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I can do. I don't think I can do anything else.
Yeah, it would be you would need the wood, right, to build.
Yep. And I only have, I think, 1 wood. So that'll be my turn then.
Alrighty. I feel like I need more. Oh, I have not looked at. Oh, that. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move my mech for 1 with worker.
Push to the limit.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna do.
Limit.
Okay.
That
I'm
is my.
all right. I'm gonna
Standing
produce,
on the razor's edge.
and so I'm gonna get 1 metal and 1 wood, and I believe that's all I can do. So that will end my turn.
Okay. What do I want to do? I'm gonna produce. So I would gain a worker.
Yep, a worker and an iron. Worker, front and go.
Cool. And that'll be the end of my turn because I can't do another bottom action.
Okay. I will. Oh, Steve.
Hmm?
When you just produced, did you pay your power?
I did.
Yeah.
I got 4. I brought down to 3.
I was just making sure. That's yeah, I'm gonna produce a worker and actually, we're gonna actually produce worker, iron. I'm gonna do bottom row action.
All right. While you're doing your bottom row, I'm gonna bolster. So I'll pay 1.
By the way, you're gonna get playing.
Oh, nice. So I don't pay 1.
It just kicked. Cody, are you alive?
Here's that. So I get 2 power. Oh no. So 2 power, and I'm also going to spend my wood to build an armory. Oh, I'm building. And it has to be on a thing with a guy, right? Okay.
Yeah, because if you look at it, so you see here it says pay the logs, build with worker, a building and
Right. Okay. And that's my turn.
Oh no!
Oh.
Technical difficulties on technical difficulties. Cody just fully crashed.
It happens.
There he goes. Well, snap, crackle, and pop.
Dang.
Taking longer than I wanted it.
Yeah.
This is what I mean, man.
Do we continue playing, or do we pick this up in part 2 for game day and draw those sweet viewers in for?
Well, that's true. Since
conclusion.
It's beautiful with Tabletop Simulator. Love the game. Great game for anybody out there, especially with a lot of this crazy stuff happening in the world. It's hard to get everybody together and sit down and play board games. I will say, Tabletop Simulator, worth the investment. Play
Absolutely.
any tabletop game you can imagine.
Yep.
You play it. Cody!
Cody!
Yo!
You're having a lot of technical difficulties there, bud.
Oh my god. It's so bad.
So, we're getting pretty deep into our session here.
Yeah, so we're thinking, do we want to keep going, or do we want to do part 2 on game day? Maybe as the first thing we do on Friday night.
We could do part 2 on game day. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Check.
Neil, are you able to save our progress?
Yeah, it's Yep. That's
okay, cool.
I mean. So it'll stay exactly where it is.
Awesome.
I'll be.
Yeah, I'm down with that because it is getting a little late, and I know you got work.
Yeah, sadly, folks, I'm the one who works on the weekends.
Yep, unfortunately, but gotta pay them bills, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for those 7 Bone Ponies currently in the chat, part 2 of this amazing game will be on game day. Will be Friday, November 5th. At what time are we saying? Like 10 o'clock at night?
10 p.m. is when we're going
10
to start
p.m.
that.
is
EST.
will be the thrilling, EST, Eastern Standard Time, will be the thrilling conclusion of this incredible game. Who will win? Who will claim the factory? Who will...
Sorry for all my technical difficulties, folks. My computer's very old.
Yep.
So this is why I stated if we have any Bone Ponies who were here from the beginning, that my hopes, I did not get them up that we were going to be able to finish this game of Scythe. I knew for whatever reason these tabletop deities do
the
not
dice gods
want us to play this game.
It's nuts. It's crazy the amount of
me and Cody.
The number of things the number of things that have come up in the last year that have prevented this particular game from getting played. It's staggering. It's absolutely insane.
Which is a pity because I was having fun. I mean, I was like, oh, this is interesting. I was trying to get the hang of it,
It's really cool. It's just there's a lot of stuff going on that
there's a lot of moving parts, but once you start doing it, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
I definitely want to finish this. So
this is good. It's getting interesting. I think we're about to have our first combat.
Possibly. Hopefully it's more straightforward than other combats.
Pretty sure I'm getting blitzkrieg, but
no, I'm pretty sure Cody is gonna attack me at the factory, but
you never know.
That's why I was debating. I was like, do I? Am I this asshole? I was like,
Dude, there was no warning either for the computer. I just heard the fan kick on it, and then it just black screen.
Huh.
I was like, oh, all right, we're doing that now.
I feel like that's a sign of maybe your computer's dying and maybe you need to get.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I don't think that's the
sign. It's on the list. List of things Cody needs to do.
Long list.
Yes.
Well, folks, I think for now this will be the end of part 1 of our playthrough Scythe. We'll save it right here. Everything will be ready to rock and roll come game day.
Yeah.
So keep your eye out. We'll definitely, as of right now, we'll put that tentative time for the first thing we're playing. Unless we need to kind of move around that schedule, but keep an eye out on our website. We will end up putting up a list of what our schedule is, what games we'll be playing, and everything like that. And that all can be found right over at tabletoptotality.com. I will say this right now for any of our viewers here. If you donate, next person to donate right now, I'll say $5. Okay? $5 or more. You know what? You'll get not only Servants of Dust, all right, but we will give you a free copy of the new module we just created for the Apotheosis system.
Yes.
All you would have to do is just go and buy that core rule book for Apotheosis, which you can also find on DriveThruRPG. It's a pretty different system. Could be a fun time learning something new.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an original gaming system.
It always is here. That's why we're here, to learn new stuff, and it's always a fun time. So you might have fun learning something new there.
Exactly. And you'll get the module for free if you donate $5 right now. Yep. 2 modules for the price of $5.
Yep.
That's a steal. Steal! It's ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Crazy. I'm a crazy man.
It's yeah. I mean, how low can he go with these prices?
I don't know. And it's all for the kids.
It's all for the kids.
All for the kids.
Yeah.
How can you say no to any of this? $5 to help some kids. You get some pre-made modules.
One for
Dungeons
your
and
game
Dragons, and another one for a completely new system that just dropped called Apotheosis.
And
sounds
it's
like
dope.
A win to me.
It's got lots of good artwork in it and everything. It's dope.
Yep.
Story's dope. Everything's dope.
Next person to do that download. I mean that download. That
donation.
That donation you get to download.
Yep.
Yeah.
But other than that, we hope everybody enjoyed watching. We do apologize for all of the technical difficulties. Hopefully our banter was able to keep you around and keep you entertained.
Yeah, I'll take blame on this one. I'll take point.
No worries, dude. It's fine.
No, it's all good.
It happens.
But I would like to thank the 7 people we got left. Thank you very much.
The 7 Bone Ponies in the ranch, baby.
That's it. And definitely make sure, Friday night, November 5th. It'll be late when we start. So if you did, you got to do something, you got some other things planned, all day Saturday, you can come back right here. November 6th, game day.
Yeah. Like if you're going to turn into a pumpkin or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
worry about it. And I'm sorry to the new 2 viewers we just got, but we're signing off. But you can catch us November 6th, game day. For ExtraLife.
Yes.
Big fundraising event.
10 p.m. Friday, November 5th, all day Saturday, November 6th.
Exactly. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming in. We will, this will be also going up onto our YouTube if you want to see the first half. And then, of course, all of game day will be going up onto our YouTube. Might break it up into sections.
Yeah.
This way.
Yeah, and then after Gameway, we'll do a rating and review of Scythe as well.
Absolutely.
Oh, show!
A shizzy.
All right, folks. All my bone ponies, go ahead, get back to the ranch. Get ranched up.
Yeah. Get brushed down, watered, and oated.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Twitch folks.
Yes. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.